Today we're going to talk about the power of creating the right culture. Before I talk about the power of creating the right culture, I want you to go down and select the subscribe button. Select the subscribe button and don't forget to select the bell when I'm finished with this video. The power of creating the right culture. When you create the right culture, what you might ask, what's a culture? What's a culture? A culture is an environment that facilitates growth, that facilitates positive growth, that facilitates positive change, that facilitates you going in the direction in which you need to go. A culture is anything which causes a magnetic energy or causing energy to flow in such a magnetic way or in such a harmonious way that it draws things into your life from the north, the south, the east, and from the west. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The power of creating the right culture. When you create the right culture, I'm going to talk about 4 aspects of that. 1, respect. 2, honor. 3, love. And 4, value. Honor. When you talk about honor, I'm going to speak about that one first. When you talk about honor, you talk about the fact of learning to honor each other, learning to share love with each other, learning to go the extra mile, learning to know that you are truly your brother's keeper, that whatever you give out is whatever you're going to get in. Freely you've received, freely you give. You see, freely you've received, freely you give. So therefore, you go out there and you honor one another, you love on one another, you respect one another. You're excited when each person in the group celebrates a success. You are there when each person are down and you help them up. You are there and you truly honor them. You don't talk about them behind their back and smile at them in front of their face. You move in honor. So honor is a key component in any right culture. To create a right culture, honor has to be part of the mix. Another thing that has to be part of the mix is respect. You cannot respect others if you don't respect yourself. So you see, respect starts with you. When you start respecting yourself and you project that respect out and you start respecting others, what happens? You create an atmosphere or culture of respect. And as a result of that, everybody around you respects one another. Everyone around you starts learning from you because then you create a culture that facilitates respect, that says we need to respect each other. And with respect comes honor as well. So when you put respect and honor together, what happens? You have an environment which is conducive for a spirit of excellence, an environment in which people blossom, an environment in which people grow, an environment in which people becomes the best version of themselves, an environment where people truly thrive, an environment where people are able and are capable of being the best version of themselves, an environment where people keep and are able to function in their genius zones. Not only functioning with a spirit of excellence, but functioning out of excitement, functioning out of love, functioning out of true gratitude, knowing that they are around for a purpose, knowing that they are around for a reason. And that's what we're talking about here when we're talking about cultivating the right environment or cultivating the right cultural environment. It's amazing as we look at all the different things and we speak about all the different aspects. Love keeps popping up. Because if you don't love you, if you don't love the person that you see in the mirror, if you don't love that person, you can't respect yourself. And if you don't love the person you see in the mirror, you can't respect others. If you don't love the person you see in the mirror, you can't honor others. If you don't love you, you cannot love others. And truly, you have to learn to love you. When you learn to love you and you learn to appreciate who you are, then you go out there and love on others. And when you love on others, you will find that honoring others becomes very easy. Respecting others becomes very easy as well. You see, so all three of those go hand in hand. And as all three of those come together, they create such an environment in which people thrive. They create such an environment in which people grow. The last one I want to talk about is value. You say, well, how does all of this has to do with value? You see, if we're going to understand the power of creating the right environment or the right culture, if we truly understand the power of creating the right culture, we will understand the power of value. You see, it's not about you going to watch somebody play something or play a sport and then just clap your hands and enjoying it. You have to realize the value that that person is giving. You have to realize the value that basketball player is giving, that cricketer is giving, that soccer player is giving, that tennis player, all of that. You have to realize the value that they're giving. You have to realize the value that a musician gives. You have to realize how much time they take to practice, how much time they take to hone their craft, how much time they take to learn, how much time they take to grow. And you have to value that. And you see, when you value that and you support that and you're so into that, what happened? People start valuing you. What I'm saying, people won't start valuing you until you start valuing others. You value others' time. You value others' sense of preparation. You value others' sense of wisdom. You value what other people have done to get where they are. And when you truly value that and you create a culture that values that, what happens? You add more to every society. You have more to every country. You have more to every nation. If we become a society that doesn't value others, what happens? We always go and we are takers. We become takers. We take, and you never give. But as I said earlier, freely you've received, freely you give. So you see, you have to go out there and you have to learn to value your teachers. You have to learn to value your doctors. You have to learn to value your coaches. You have to learn to value people that lead worship and people who play music and people who use equipment and carpenters and painters and all of that. Don't expect people to do things for you for free. Learn to value one another. And when you value one another, then what happens? You start respecting one another. You start honoring one another. And you start loving one another. And what happens? You create a powerful environment in which you create the right culture. You create and understand the power of creating the right culture. When we live in the right culture, what happens? We find that success is attracted to us. Blessings is attracted to us. Abundance is attracted to us. And we start functioning out of life of abundance instead of a life of lack. Because what happens? We learn to celebrate each other. What happens? We learn to sow into each other. What happens? We learn to respect each other. What happens? We learn to honor each other. What happens? We learn to love each other. What happens? We learn to value each other. Society will tell you, just be a taker. Society will tell you, try and get a fast one on the other guy. Society will tell you, try and get as much you could get for free. Society will tell you, nickel and dime the other guy out of what he has. But if you truly want to succeed in life, you want to learn to respect others, honor others, love on others, and value others, and vice versa. They expect the same in your direction as well. So I want to encourage every single person out there to go and understand and learn the power of creating the right culture. And create the right culture, whether you're at church, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're out in the society. Whether you're playing sports, whether you're going to watch a soccer game, whether you're going to watch a basketball game, whether you're watching a friendly game in the village, whether you're watching a friendly game in the town. Whether you're watching a friendly game or watching something out of, learn to deposit in others, learn to value others. And when you truly start appreciating others, you will find that others will truly start appreciating you. We live in a society, and as we learn and to appreciate and love each other, we create a culture of growth. We create a culture of maturity. We create a culture of sustainability. We create a culture of innovation and creativity. We create a culture that is truly set for positive change, a culture that will enhance others, and a culture that will grow others. So I want to encourage you today to go out and learn the power of creating the right culture. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button below. And when you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to select the bell, because by selecting the bell, it will notify you whenever I add a new video. God bless you, and go out and have a wonderful day.